What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Ross. Listen, thank you guys for always tuning in to my show. It is another work week, and you guys already know I'm in the office doing what I do. You guys can catch me live, meaning on my live. You can take a look at my beautiful face if you tune in to me live. But, I know a lot of you guys work. You have a lot of things going on as well. And this is why I like to do my audio versions of my show, so you guys can always go back, check me out on the website, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But let me jump right into this before I lose my train of thought. I'm really annoyed. I'm really annoyed with a lot of you out there because I don't know why y'all actually think that we don't notice when you're intimidated, when you're hating, and when you just don't want to see somebody else win. You really don't have no excuse. I seen one of my homeboys, me and him, we worked together on a few projects in Miami. We have been in close contact. He's seen me build my podcast into a radio station. And I have seen him grow tremendously over the years. And there was a guy that, he posted on Facebook, Neo Davis, and he was basically saying, y'all make sure you tag Neo and have him come sit down with him. And so I guess Neo basically said, well, when you get to 50 episodes, I'll come see you. And that fucking annoyed me because why? Who are you to tell him he has to get to 50 episodes before you come and support his platform? Because it's not like y'all don't see we out here working and we're out here grinding. See, the issue is, and this is something a lot of you are not going to be man or woman enough to admit, you're intimidated. It's intimidation at its finest. When you guys see somebody just as hungry as you are, just as eager and dedicated as you are, see, we become a threat. We become an instant threat because not only are we just as hungry, but you see something in us that we probably have not noticed in ourselves. And a lot of you, even though you've already made it to the top, y'all still some fucking crabs in a barrel. You afraid that we're going to get into the same spot that you in and knock you down a few knots when that's not even the case. Who's trying to come up there with you just to knock you back down? I sure as hell am not. I mean, that's not even something that we are striving to do. We're trying to eat and feed our children just like you mofos are. And for you all to sit up here and make all these excuses as to why you feel we are not ready, it's a bunch of bullshit. Because at one point in your career, somebody had to give you an opportunity. But now y'all think that y'all are so great. Y'all are so mighty. Y'all have all these accolades and y'all have been on all these major podcast networks. And you finally got interviewed on this major show. It seems like whenever you guys get a break, you instantly forget how hard it was for you to get where you are. And then you make it even harder for somebody else who's trying to achieve the same accomplishment you was trying to achieve 10, 15 years ago. You make it harder for them to get where you are. And I want to know why. Like what makes you so much better than everybody else to feel like you can't be humble enough just to throw somebody one fucking bone? Like, y'all don't even want to give people crumbs. And yeah, this shit pisses me off because I'm a natural giver. If anybody knows me, and I mean know me, I have dropped so many jewels over the years and helped so many people build their platforms. I've given out free advice, no price tag added, didn't want recognition, none of that. Because when I see people working hard and trying to achieve something, I'm not trying to stand in that person's way. I am not going to stand in that person's way. And I refuse to be the person that caused somebody not to make it. I want to go down in history as the person who gave me an opportunity that nobody else did. That's what I want. I want somebody to one day tell my children when I'm dead and gone, they can tell my children, if it wasn't for your mother, I wouldn't be where I am. That right there makes me feel like I lived the purpose of why my life even existed. It just boggles my mind as to how much denial a lot of you are in. And I know that it's intimidation. You know why? Because sometimes I look at people and I immediately, get a little intimidated or feel some type of way when I see another female, making strides that I'm trying to make. It's a natural instinct. It's just a natural reaction that we have. But I quickly gather myself and say, you know what? If she can do it, I know I can do it. Oh, I'm on my way. I'm coming. You gonna see me. See, that's what I immediately tell myself. I don't get intimidated to a level of I'm gonna try to stop this person's bag, or I'm gonna try to stop this person from getting any further than they are. I still throw people referrals, and opportunities, and they are already 10 steps ahead of me. And people look at me like, why are you helping that person when they already there. You're trying to get where they are. So why are you trying to help them get further along? And my thing is, why not? Because when I get to where they are, you think I'm going to stop? You think I want to stop climbing the ladder? I'm right here on ladder step number 10. You think I don't want to keep going to the 10 more steps? The sky is the limit. And we all know how far the sky goes. So no, I'm not going to stop anybody ever from going as far as they want to go, because I don't want nobody trying to stop me. So what I would like for some of you influencers, some of you powerhouses, and some of you people who have already made it, listen, get off your fucking high horses and start genuinely helping people. Stop always just trying to boost yourself, talking about yourself all the fucking time. It's always about you, and what you have accomplished. Well, what the fuck have you helped somebody else accomplish? I want to hear that. I want to hear more about how you have helped a nobody become somebody. Do you know how many influencers and podcasters are hidden in all of these small towns? I came from a small town, and it took me to fight. Oh my God, I had to fight to the death to get up out of my hometown and make something of myself. And it took years. It took me almost 30 years. Why the fuck would you want somebody else waiting that long? A lot of people don't even got that long. People are already in their late 40s, and you mean to tell me you're going to tell somebody, oh, well, it took me 30 years to do it. It's just going to have to take you 30 years to do it. You mother sucker. What? See, this is how I know I'm cut from a different cloth. Because there's no way I'm going to make somebody do that. Because I know how much I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to wait fucking 30 years to get where I am. If somebody would have helped me, it wouldn't have taken me that long. But because I had to do my own research, I had to go digging, basically teaching myself. I had to practically put myself through school. And I'm not even talking about college, because I couldn't even afford to put myself through broadcast school or any of that. I literally had to put myself through YouTube college. Meaning I followed and studied a lot of white podcasters. I studied a lot of radio station formats, and basically that's how I trained myself. I used to listen to Big Tigger right here in Atlanta when I came to Atlanta, and just listened to how they programmed the commercials, how long it took for Tigger to come back from a commercial break in between. I literally had to study, because nobody out there, not even within our culture, was eager to teach me. Everybody wanted to make me work just as hard as they worked. For what? For what? I don't think that's necessary. That's absolutely insane to me. That's like me telling my children, well, because I struggled, y'all gotta struggle. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. That's that generational ignorance right there. That's generational ignorance. If you already put the work in, and you know how hard it was, and you know how long it took you, why would you even want somebody else going through that when you know that shit almost broke you? I almost had like several mental breakdowns throughout my career, trying to self-motivate, trying to keep myself positive when life is fucking lifing. I mean, shit is happening. I'm losing apartment after apartment, repossession after repossession, homeless too many fucking times, and still trying to motivate myself to just follow this dream. I would never want to put somebody in a mental, state of mind like that. That shit it fucks with you. Like, I'm serious. When I tell y'all this shit is not for the weak, it is not for the weak, because we go through so much. I mean, we go through so much, and it is tedious shit. Think about going through your personal struggles. Okay, you might have lost your job. Your money ain't coming in like it's supposed to. You may be making $45,000. I started out making about $45,000 on my own. With inflation, that shit was like making $20,000 a year. So the math, it was never mathing. And it's like you have to, it's like one day after the other. It's like you can't win for losing. You ever have somebody say, matter of fact, I know you guys have said it. You ever said, Lord, if it ain't one thing, it's another. We all have gone through that, and we all are going through it now. So I don't know why y'all want to sit out here and act like this shit ain't hard. It is. I would never tell somebody that my journey from where I started to where I am now was easy. That shit was not easy. It took me having to be consistent. It took me having to self-motivate. I have never prayed so much in my life for God to give me the strength to keep going, especially when I knew I was my only support system. And that shit is sad within itself. When I think about how many people did not support me, I can count on one hand how many people supported me, but those people that supported me, they were not even in a financial situation to even help me or bail me out. So all they could do is sit and watch my car be repossessed. Not one time, not two times, not three times, not four times, not five times. Almost every vehicle I have financed have been repossessed. And so that is one of the reasons why I have continued to not give up this fight. I have continued to make strides no matter what was going on in my personal life. And yes, I've had relationships over the years. A lot of you know I've been through a divorce. My divorce was not a happy divorce. I went through a bitter divorce. I had 2 children back to back. My kids are 10 months apart. I was pregnant for 2 years. I went through postpartum depression. So not only am I battling my mental state of mind with trying not to allow this postpartum depression to get me down to where I hurt my children or do something crazy to myself, I not only had to get myself back on my feet, up out of, motherhood mode and back into work mode. All of that shit is a transition. And it takes a while. It took me almost 5 years to mentally get myself back into a state of mind of business, because I had fallen into my own sunken place. And my sunken place was motherhood, being a mother for the first time, and then turning right around 10 months later, having another child, and then going through a divorce at the same time. My children were 4 and 5 when I went through my divorce. I ended up having to get on Section 8. I mean, it was a lot of things that I had to do that I did not want to do. Because for me, I've always been the type of woman that planned her life. I planned my marriage. I planned my pregnancy. I said I was not going to have bastard children. Before I have children, I got to be married. And that was just something I stood on. So when I had my children, I was married. I was going to do it right. Another plan that I had, I didn't want to have children unless I knew I was able and capable to support them financially. And I told my husband at the time, no, we got to be able to take care of our own kids, because I'm not getting on government assistance. I'm not getting on food stamps. I'm not doing none of that. I don't want to do any of that. I'm not disabled. There's nothing wrong with me. I can work. And that has always been me. I've always been a willing participant and somebody that was always willing to help herself. But I have always had people in my life that tried to stop me, tried to block me, and refused to help me. So yeah, I take shit very personal. Very much so personal, because I have a right and I have a reason. Because people have tried to fuck me up my whole life. And my story goes way beyond that though. Like and that's the thing, I never play victim. I never use anything I've gone through as an excuse not to be successful. So I say that to say this. Stop acting like y'all don't know that shit is hard out here. Start trying to help people for real, for real. Stop sitting out there on your platforms acting like you really helping people when you ain't helping people do shit. You literally hiding and withholding the real opportunities that's gonna be able to afford people to take care of themselves. See, y'all like to just throw nickels and pennies and dimes at people. Because you know why? Because it's something fucked up about you. It makes you feel more empowered. It makes you feel good about yourself to be able to string people along with the pennies, dimes, and nickels that you throwing them rather than giving that person a bag. And that's the shit that I don't like with some of you fake mofos out there. And I would call a lot of you out, but I've been told to listen. Humbly tread lightly in this career path. But if you know me, and I've seen you personally, I've said things to people personally, because I'm not one to try to make a big deal about, calling people out on social media. No, I'll talk to you one-on-one. I'll let you know face-to-face how I feel about you. And I've done that with several people, whether they got the guts to come out and say, yeah, Miss Ross did have a few words for me or not. That's up to them whether or not they want to admit it. But now I have no problem telling you that you a fucked up individual. And I'll break it down to you to give you a better understanding in regards to why I say that about you. I see a lot of y'all out there, all y'all like to do is boost yourselves up. You want to make yourself feel good about yourself by always bragging about what you got and how you got to where you are, but y'all ain't really helping nobody for real. Because none of you mofos out there helping me. Y'all mofos don't even share my shit. And y'all know I talk good shit. So that lets me know you're intimidated. You're afraid. You think that I'm gonna come and I'm gonna take your spot, and it ain't even about that. All I'm saying is, look, pull a chair out for me. And that's really what a lot of us are saying. You already made your place at the table. Well, pull me a seat out. And I know a lot of people, they're in these social circles where they don't even feel like you good enough to be amongst the elites or the people that they feel are better than you. A lot of people look down on you. And I know there are a lot of people in the industry that look down on me, because there's levels to this industry. Every industry has levels. You got groups of people, who look down on the beginners. It's almost like college. You know how they treat the freshmen when the freshmen first come to college, or any grade level. It's just like that. That's how they treat you. The seniors look at the juniors funny. The juniors look at the sophomores funny. Sophomores look at the freshmen funny. And everybody treat people accordingly to the level that they're on. You rarely get a senior that sees something in a freshman and say, come on over here. Even though you're a freshman, your ass is on senior level. See, and that's where a lot of us at. See, I may be a freshman, but I'm on a senior level. But see, them Negroes, they too intimidated to admit that. They too intimidated to say, girl, look, you ain't even got to go through all these levels. You a freshman, but I'm gonna put you on up over here. You know how some kids graduate college in their first and second year, or even when they're in high school, they do dual enrollment because the school saw something in them. The school saw that it wasn't necessary for them to take those other two classes because this person is far more advanced than everybody else. That's how y'all mofos look at me, and that's how y'all look at Wayne Williams. That's how y'all look at a lot of people in the same industries that you are. We are exceedingly far beyond our level, but because you're intimidated, boy, I say it all the time. Intimidation, boy, that's a hell of an insecurity. Jealousy is a hell of an insecurity. Now, I don't care what nobody say. It's intimidation, because there's no real reason for you not to try and help somebody when you clearly can see somebody trying to help themselves. And I'm going to start right there. I said a lot of other things, but my audio had cut off. And I guess that was God's way of saying, nah, you said too much. Because I literally had I was going in, y'all. I literally went in. And I looked at my audio and it literally cut off. So I said, okay, that part that I stated previously, no. God said, not today. Not today. Because, baby, I let loose. You hear me? And I got to thank God for that. So if God say not today, not today. Keep it locked right here, Miss Ross Radio on WMIR Radio, Monday through Friday, between 4 and 6. I'll give you a specific time when I feel like it. How about that? But right now, turn on your notifications. Scan that QR code. Y'all come rock with me. Miami, ATL, y'all stand up. Your girl will be in Miami this weekend. All right? Keep it locked. Be back here, same time tomorrow.